In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God, Amen. To our Lord be all glory now unto the end of all ages. Amen. On the fourth Sunday of the Coptic month of Abib, the Church arranges for us to hear this amazing miracle of Christ raising Lazarus 4 days after he died. Four days after he died, and even when there was a stench, that means after his body decomposed. There are many elements in this miracle, of course, Christ himself, and his interaction with the Father, and the prayer, and how the emotions that Christ showed, and the compassion that he showed to humanity. And also we see, of course, the beloved family of Lazarus, Mary and Martha. And we see the people who are weeping and all the bystanders and so forth. But there's something that is kind of, I want to talk about something off the beaten track, or that we don't talk about a lot. I want to talk about the stone. The stone, as we see here, the stone, there was a big stone in the tomb. Well, I'm not going to talk about geology, what kind of stone was it, what was the composition of the stone and so forth. I'll talk about the meaning of the stone. And we have a kind of a clue in the Catholic epistle. I have a little bit of something related in the Catholic epistle. This is the first epistle of our teacher St. Peter, chapter 1, when he says, coming to him as to a living stone, rejected indeed by men, but chosen by God and precious, you also as living stones are being built up a spiritual house, a holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God through Jesus Christ. And that talks about the chief cornerstone, behold, I lay in Zion chief cornerstone, elect and precious, and he who believes in him will by no means be put to shame. And the stone which the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone, and a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense. So this whole theme of stone is very, very evident in the Catholic epistle. So we see here Christ described as the cornerstone, as the living stone, and also we also become, because we come to him and he is the living stone, we become living stones as well. What is this whole thing with the stones? Well, first of all, this is not a dead stone, it's a living stone. A living stone. I think the town Livingston comes from Livingstone. Every time you pass by that, drive by, remember that. What's a living stone? A living stone, that is, obviously we think of a stone as something that's dead and something that's so hard and something so... But we are alive. Yes, we are mortals. We are mortal beings. All of us. Nobody here is immortal. Inherently immortal. Or by nature immortal. The only one who is immortal by nature is God. Remember this, say, holy God, holy, mighty, holy, immortal. He is one who is immortal. So he is immortal. We are mortals. So how can you make a stone a living stone when that stone becomes united with God? How can a mortal be immortal when we get united with him? We get united with him. He is the cornerstone. That means the cornerstone is like when you begin building كده, they put the first stone, Imagine كده if they're building a pyramid or building a very big structure. One of the most important things is how you begin, because if you begin the wrong way, the wrong size, the wrong orientation, the whole thing gets messed up. Because once you put one stone, you put one next to it, align it with it, and you put a line, and you align all the stones with the first one. Okay? So we need to be aligned with Him so that we can have the same gift, being alive. Christ, in His discussion, He said with Martha, He told her, I am the resurrection and the life. He told her, your brother will rise again. Okay, so she said, I know he's going to rise, at the end, in the last day. He said, I am the resurrection of life. He who believes in me, though he may die, he shall live. And whoever lives and believes in me shall never die. Do you believe in this? So He's saying, you see mortal human beings, but He's saying, if you believe in me and united with me, you will get that gift of immortality. And you will become a living stone. You'll become a living stone. We want to be alive. We do not want to be, I've heard about dead men walking, just dead people walking around. We don't want to be like dead people. We don't want to be, when somebody says, I just feel so dead. No, you're not. Not only that, we feel that, but sometimes we get so obstinate, we get so stubborn. We're like, in Arabic we say, مخه محجر. This is not what Christians should do. If you find yourself محجر, like a stone, you feel like I have a brain of stone, then this is not this is not God's will. This is not why we take communion, so I can't be so stubborn and refuse to obey God's will. If I take communion and still go out mahaggar, then I missed it. I had no benefit at all. I think I'm doing myself a benefit, but I'm not, because I am so dead to God's word. I'm so just want to do what I want to do, and that's it. A living stone has to be alive. That's why He's saying, you go visit all these, these beautiful churches and basilicas and all these things, amazing. What's more important in the art and architecture and all the decorations is the people inside, the living stones inside that big, nice building. We are all living stones. So what kind of a living stone are you? Are you just a stone, or are you a living stone? Are you alive with Him? So, number one, you have to be a living stone. Number two, what's a living stone? Why St. Peter used this? A stone is something that is solid. Okay, we have to be solid in our walk with God. We can't be wishy-washy. We can't be, like a reed that it gets tossed through by the wind. We have to be, He is the cornerstone, and we're laid upon Him. He is the foundation, and we have a solid foundation, and we have to be also solid in our own, stand on solid ground. That's why Christ said, that's why David always described God as my rock. He said, my rock, I'll stand on you. I want to build my house on that solid foundation. We're not going to want to build our houses on the shifting sands, and all this, because you may build a very fancy house, but when the storm comes, this whole thing gets washed down in no time. And we see these big structures just being swept by wind or by tide or by whatever forces of nature, because they were not built according to the right code or according to the standards. So we want to stand on solid ground and become ourselves, because we are so interconnected with one another. So I want to also be a solid foundation for my brother and my sister and my spouse and my children and my everyone, my friends. People can find in me the steadfastness, or they find in me the strength. They can find in me that I am St. Peter said, be ready to give a response about the reason of hope in you. When somebody asks, why do you do what you do? Oh, one of the weakest answers, or why do you believe what you believe? Or why don't you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend? Oh, because my church won't allow it. That's such a lame answer. That means you yourself are out of the picture and you're letting somebody else decide for you. And it's saying, somebody else made this decision for me. I'm sorry, this is so weak and so lame. People will say, no, really? And then they begin to make fun of you. Why do you, you live a kind of a dual life, you want something, but you are forced to do something else. We need to have the clear understanding why we believe what we believe, why we do what we do. And if we don't know the answer, ask the question, ask parents, ask servants, ask father of confession, ask, read in the Bible, read in the spiritual books, read the church fathers. We have so many, resources available so that we are standing on solid ground and become solid ground for others. They will see us and say, wow, this person will never, do this, will never be swayed, will never, be shaken, in their faith. In this part, we need to have a solid faith. Remember, we always describe the faith of the martyrs, especially as Nairuz is coming closer in a few weeks. We describe it as the pit of the date. When you open the date and you see the pit so hard it can break your teeth. That is we used to use this as a show and tell. Look at how hard the stone of that date is. This is the faith of the martyrs. So this is the part that needs to be rock solid, our faith. Not when it comes to our choices that we want to choose not to obey the word of God. Sometimes it's so easy to, I can't do this part of the commandment. No, this is not what we want to do. So we want to be a living stone, we want to be dependable, want to be, stand on solid ground and offer solid ground for others as well. I want to go back to the miracle and how that stone that was on the tomb, they had to be rolled, They had to be rolled. Are you willing to be rolled to glorify God? They could, Christ asked them, take away the stone. The stone again usually is a circular stone, and they would roll it away. It would be running in a track, and they would roll it back and forth to open the tomb and close it. So they rolled the stone, and then at that moment, Christ began to pray and called Lazarus. Lazarus came out. Now, think of it this way. Does Christ need the stone to be rolled? He could have got Lazarus through the stone. He could have gotten him out. But why he asked him to roll the stone? Because this is the stone that you guys rolled in, you're going to roll it out. This is the same Lazarus that you put in is the one coming out. But he is telling them, you were part of his funeral, you're going to be part of the celebration as well. But you have to roll that stone. So me as a stone, am I letting myself to be rolled, or I just so stuck in my place? And this is the last point I went to. Am I willing to be utilized for the glory of God, or am I just so set on my own ways? Am I willing to listen and to be in the hands of God? You see, Isaiah told him, behold, here I am, send me. We need to, the person who's a living stone, who gets united with God, needs to be able to listen. As Samuel said, speak, Lord, I'm listening. I am listening. That way, that's what makes a living stone different from a dead stone. The living stone listens and follows direction. Says, okay, you roll this way, you roll this way. You go that way, you go that way. St. Paul, many times in his service, he says, the Holy Spirit prevented me from going there. Then the Holy Spirit told me to go there. Then God wanted me to talk to this person. Then God don't want me to leave that place, and so forth. We really are good in planning our life, and we say, this is what I want to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But are you willing to listen to God? Because God may have a change of plan, a change of course in your life, something you may not expect, something that you may not have, thought about. But always I would go, thank God we have, like I said, we have a good support network of parents, servants, abunas, father confession, the Bible, the church father, and so forth. I have so many resources to help me, be guided. This is what we say in the conclusion of the Agpeya prayers, that we be guided, that we may be able to, to get updated, instructions from God. Whenever you get a phone, the software, it comes with a recent version of the software, but as every time, every few days, they discover, oh, there was a flaw, there's a bug, there is something here, there's a fix, there's a patch, and you keep getting updates, and you download all these apps, the apps keeps getting updated because they get better and better and better. Imagine if you refuse all the updates, your phone, which was top-notch today, will be so obsolete unless you get these updates, So we want always to get updates from God. What do you want me to do? This is what I've set forth. I'm about to do. Show me the way. Is this right decision or not? So please stay connected. Please come to Him, the living stone. And when you come dead to Him, we go out alive. We become also living stones. To our God, all glory now unto the end of ages. Amen.